Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Halo Forge Epidemic. I'm Oakley Hedef, and we're going to be taking a look at an aesthetic map submission. This is going to be brought to you by Shiralai. This is basically, it's entitled Ships. So this is going to be UNSC spaceships essentially, and all sorts of stuff that you can find in space in terms of aesthetics. So this was really cool. You'll see stuff ranging from satellites to different types of fighters, different, landing craft or whatever you want to call them, even a blimp, and there's also this really pimped out and really highly detailed Pelican. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of this. So first I'm going to start over here. This is basically a moon lander right here. This is maybe where you have Neil Armstrong who would come out. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the same one, but it does look very similar in terms of the design and the structure of it. But anyways, this is made by out of a bunch of teleporter frames that basically encircle it, and then the legs obviously are base stripes. Then what you have here are actually some station airlocks, which is really cool to change up the aesthetics around the side. And then of course an antenna at the top that I think always looks like a Shmeef is being just completely destroyed right there. But anyways, antenna at the top, and then of course some more details here using terminal cases and batteries just to make the doors, and of course extraction cylinders here to add more coloring. Next we're going to move on and look at this satellite here. Now this is really simple to make and something I recommend if you want to make a space map or give the impression that there is sort of a zero-G effect. Otherwise you can also use this setup here with the 2x1 blocks linked by base stripes to make it look like solar panels. Otherwise the center of this is basically going to be turret monitors, facing all of the sides, one here, one top, bottom, and then one on the opposite side, and then basically antenna smalls on the top and bottom just like that. Now over here is going to be another type of floating satellite or space station, space dock. This is pretty sick. You have a block here that covers up the doorway, pallets here to add aesthetics, and then what the whole thing is a UNSC tower right here that you don't see used too often, so I thought that was really cool use. Then struts here and blocks here with the antenna at the top, and then what comes and happens at the bottom is you have the circular ramps here, and then you have the station core that's attached to the bottom. Now, I think in terms of the Halo lore, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but it does remind me of some sort of a relay station. I think in the lore of Halo, they did have these relay stations that they put out in space that would monitor anything coming through slip space to give advance notice of Covenant approaches to planets and stuff like that. So maybe that's the lore. Maybe it's just some sort of floating station you want to have. Otherwise, over here you have these two awesome looking space fighters. Now, if you want to get the full specs on how to create these, I would go ahead and download the map. Check out the description below, but otherwise I'll just go through the details in general. So you have a strut here to make the main body. Then for basically the pilot's cockpit, what happens is you have these station airlock pieces here to make it look like the glass. Then over here, the either the fuel, the rockets, or the intake is here, extraction cylinders with antenna large here. The windows are made out of these corner pieces that stretch all the way across to make both sides. A block ramps up into it here. Then for maybe machine guns on either side, you have these antenna smalls. Then struts in the back on either side, one here, one on the other side. And of course both of them have these man cannon lights, which I'm glad they remodeled these. This is one of the few pieces I'm glad with how they remodeled it, because it does look really cool and it looks really intricate. So those are going to be used for the propulsion in the back. And then this higher looking V to make it look a bit more aerodynamic is going to be a corner 2x2. Then the other one over here kind of has the same design with a strut being the front. This time a turret monitor large has been used for the window. And for the wings, this time it's a little bit different. You have blocks here kind of sandwiching either of the sides. And the design's a little wider and larger. Here this is going to be a full corner, 2x2 on either side. And along with this you have the extraction pieces, antenna smalls, and more pieces on the sides over here. Upgrade barricade. It looks like on a plane where these would extend upwards, sort of drag flaps. I think that looks cool. The design in the back is again changing it up again. Man cannons here combined with struts. And here you have this cool brace piece coming up on the top, kind of sandwiching the top and bottom. And here maybe this is the afterburner or whatever for extra propulsion. And over here to have this sort of V effect that you had over there, this is just going to be barricade smalls. Now, moving along, we're now going to take a look at this small blimp here. Now, maybe this does belong in space if you want to say it's not really a normal blimp. Maybe it's just an observation type of satellite, but I like to think of it as a blimp 2 silos here, along with a lot of details here on the bottoms, you know, brace here, base stripe here, in combination with Y cross, all sorts of narrow pieces, strut here for additional details, and then of course, you know, crates and whatever extra cylinders and extraction pieces you want on the side for more details. So this is the kind of stuff that I like, that's innovative, that can be used in all sorts of things, especially if you wanted to make a miniature map. You know, this might be a properly sized blimp. Otherwise, over here, we're going to take a brief look at the Pelican. Now, obviously, I can't pull this apart because it is really highly detailed, so go ahead and download the map. But anyways, it is really cool. The main body of it is going to be this large walkway cover. Then on top, you're going to have a lot of these Y crosses, blocks, more blocks here, and then the wings are going to be corner 4x4s. So it is kind of a similar design from what you saw in Reach, but this is really cool, and I'm glad to see it brought over here. So the inside here, you can see basically it has an opening hatch here, really cool wings. Looking at it, you could use this for a machinima. Anyways, Marines would sit here. You got a screen here basically projecting information, and then over here what you'll have is cockpit with the pilot, and then co-pilot and additional people you want here, and then the whole dashboard here with potentially an AI. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you will download this map and check out the more fine-tuned details of this in person. Otherwise, if you have their own submissions you like, check the description below and send us your submissions, and we'll be happy to check them over and feature them. So anyways, this has been Oakley High Def with the Halo Forge Epidemic, and I'm signing out. Peace out, guys.